Hey guys, welcome back to another Diary of a Wimpy Kid book review video, and today we're going to be looking at book number 16, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Big Shot. So here it is, here's the book cover. Got Greg sitting in a basketball hoop with a bunch of sports stuff, looking as wimpy as ever. Right up here we've got a little blurb that says that there are over 250 million books in this series sold, which is pretty impressive. But the books are good, so I guess it kind of earned it. And yeah, so it's got a nice white cover, along with like this orange and blue spine. Again, a very aesthetically pleasing looking book. So there's the cover up close. Got author Jeff Kinney's name down there at the bottom. And yeah, so there's the cover. And then on the spine, we've got the title once again, along with the number 16, Jeff's last name, and then Amulet Books logo, and Greg's face, this time wearing a headband. So yeah, there it is. Here on the back we got a picture of Greg trying to make a hoop, and he looks like he's having a little bit of trouble there. But reading the description on the back, it says, Greg Heffley and sports just don't mix. After a disastrous field day competition at school, Greg decides that when it comes to his athletic career, he's officially retired. But after his mom urges him to give sports one more chance, he reluctantly agrees to sign up for basketball. Tryouts are a mess, and Greg is sure he won't make the cut. But he unexpectedly lands a spot on one of the town's teams. As Greg and his new teammates start the season, their chances of winning even a single game look slim. But in sports, anything can happen. When everything is on the line and the ball is in Greg's hands, will he rise to the occasion, or will he blow his big shot? And then under the description there, we've got a picture of all the other books in the series. Crazy to believe that we're already on book number 16, and the series is still going on strong. Kudos to Jeff for that. Down here, it gives you some information about Amulet Books, the publisher. Tells you about WimpyKid.com and the Wimpy Kid Twitter handle. And it gives you the price. US $14.99, Canada $17.99. And the barcode and all that. Now, as of the recording of this video, I think this book is actually $9 or somewhere around that price on Amazon. So, yeah. Not as much as it says on the actual book, so that's cool. Going into the book here. You open it up, at least on the hardcover version, you get an orange piece of paper cover thing. First page, you got like a foam finger with the number 1 on it. And then you open it up, and you get all the stuff. Up here, it tells you about the other books in the Wimpy Kid series, the main line of books. And then it gives you some of the other books from the Wimpy Kid world, including Raleigh Jefferson's series of books, and the Wimpy Kid movie diaries, and the do-it-yourself book. Awesome. So here you got your cast of characters. We've got Frank Heffley, Susan Heffley, Roderick Heffley, Manny Heffley, a new character whose name I forget, and then a coach character who's new to this book, whose name I also forget, and then of course Greg himself. And then just some general info about the book we've already seen on the cover. Turn the page, you get a bunch of boring stuff that publishers make authors put in their books. And this book is dedicated to Will and Grant, whoever they are. And then from there, you jump right into the story. But we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to my favorite part of the book, which is actually on multiple pages. It starts on page, what is it, like 122? And it ranges from 122 to 126. So basically, while Greg and his team are practicing for basketball, a bunch of elderly men from their own basketball group come in wanting to use the court. And then they play for the use of the court. And the elderly group actually schools these younger players. And they actually hurt their MVP, and they literally break his ankle. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. And it's definitely my favorite part and my favorite joke from this book. But yeah, that's basically an overview of the book. I'm going into my thoughts here. So this book is smaller in scale than some of the more recent Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, which for me was a nice breath of fresh air. A lot of the more recent books have been a little over the top and have been kind of escalating certain situations to the point where the series has kind of become pretty ridiculous. I think in my last book review I said that it was kind of like the Fast and the Furious series, where as a new story is made, the plot kind of escalates to try and one-up the plot of the last entry in the series, and it kind of came to its head in the last book. So I'm glad with this book it's kind of dumbed down a little bit. The book is still funny, it's still a good read, it's just, I think that the fact that they kind of went a little smaller in scale with the story and didn't go as over the top was definitely a breath of fresh air that this series kind of needed. So yeah, we'll probably get something bigger in the next book, but for now I'm perfectly okay with this book just kind of being more lax, more chill. Another thing I like about this book is that this book actually brings back characters from previous books. We've got the character Ruby Bird, who was introduced in book number 7. We've got the brothers that were introduced in the 3rd book, and yada yada yada. And yeah, it actually brings back characters from some of the older books, which I thought was really cool and really nice to see. And it's definitely something that fans of the series should enjoy, just seeing some of these older characters again, because a lot of these characters we actually haven't seen since those original books in which they appeared in. So it's really cool that Jeff is kind of pulling characters from previous books and you know, bringing them back for the newer books. So I thought that was really cool, and it definitely makes the Wimpy Kid world feel more real and you know, more tangible in a way, which is really cool. Speaking of characters, in this book we don't get Rowley. I forget if they mentioned Rowley in this book. I'd have to read it again. I'm pretty sure he gets maybe like a name drop, but that's about it. He hasn't been in this book, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't in the last book either. So at this point, I'm kind of starting to get a little concerned that maybe Rowley's not going to be in the series anymore now that he has his own series, which I think would kind of be a bummer. I'd kind of like to see Rowley, you know, interact with Greg in these books again. Especially for this one, I feel like there was a lot of opportunities for jokes with Rowley in this book that, since he wasn't there, we weren't able to get. So, if Rowley having his own series is kind of going to have him be written out of the mainline Wimpy Kid books, I'd rather just have him in the mainline books. I have been enjoying Rowley's series of books. It's just, you know, if we're not going to get him in the mainline books anymore because he has his own series now, I'd rather just have him in the mainline stories, because I like seeing him interact with Greg. They're a nice duo, nice group of friends, and you know, they play off of each other really well. I'm getting kind of concerned that Rowley's not in this book, so hopefully in the next book he will be in there. But yeah, overall, in terms of art, the art is good as always. I like the Wimpy Kid art style a lot, and I feel like this book offers a lot of good artwork, just like in books past. The plot is simpler, so the story is more focused. And like I said, it's a lot simpler, so, you know, we could go through a good amount of jokes and just kind of go through a nice little story about sports. And it's kind of a commentary on, like, organized sports for, like, kids in school. And it's just a nice commentary on that, and it's just fun. I think there's a lot of good jokes in here that a lot of athletes out there would appreciate. But, yeah, even if you're not an athlete, you definitely enjoy a lot of the jokes in this book. I'm not an athlete myself, so I really did enjoy this book. And yeah, so overall, while the story isn't as bizarre or over the top as the last few entries in this series, it's a nice change of pace as it is more focused and smaller in scale. It's a fun little story that revisits old characters and puts our main character through funny situations as he tries to find footing in the wonderful world of organized sports. So yeah. That's my thoughts on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Book 16, Big Shot. Like past books, I recommend this one to Wimpy Kid fans and readers from elementary to middle school ages. Like I said, you don't have to be a fan of sports to be a fan of this book. I'd even recommend it for older readers who love cartoons and charming stories. And I encourage everyone to check this book out for themselves and just kind of form an opinion. It's a nice book. I'm sure you'll find some enjoyment out of it. But yeah, like I said, give it a shot. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. But yeah, so I want to kind of compare it to other books. Let me grab some of my other books here. So just for fun, let's compare the cover of this one to the special cheesiest edition of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So there it is. You can see the differences there. Pretty much the same size and everything. I definitely like the consistency that Jeff has with the covers of the books here. And let's go ahead and compare it to the last book, The Deep End. There it is. Pretty cool, pretty nice, pretty great. Fits in well with the other books in the series. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate y'all. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of this book. And yeah, if you haven't read it yet, are you planning on reading it or picking it up? And for those of you who have read it without spoilers, just let me know what'd you think of it. Was it good? Was it bad? Where does it rank in your overall ranking of all the Wimpy Kid books? But yeah, that's basically it. Again, if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Diary of a Wimpy Kid book review. Later.